All right. Good evening, everybody. Jim, Justin, Dan, Christian Nation, Latrice, Frosty the Snowman. How are you all doing? Oh, the beautiful Caitlin Scott in the chat. Everyone, make sure you give Caitlin a shout out. So hopefully a good amount of people, well, I know a good amount of people woke up this morning with an 846 on their transcript because I was contacted by quite a few of them. So congratulations to all of you that got the 846 on your transcripts. We're obviously here tonight because we're celebrating the fact that Where's My Refund will update tomorrow morning. And you'll get those 2 bars for the 3/16 deposit date. If you check the phone application, the IRS To Go app, the Where's My Refund will probably say 3/21, but it will be 3/16. That's the deposit date. For whatever reason, the app just shows you'll receive the deposit by 3/21. They have like a 5-day window for like banking holds and such. Hey Jim, I see that you the TBG will not show paid until the day before the 16th. So about the 15th would be the earliest they would show that it's paid. Dan, yeah, once we hit like that 5 p.m. mark on transcripts, they're not going to update the rest of the night. So, yeah, it won't be today. So hopefully you'll see one next week on the transcripts. Josh is still NA. Ugh. Not good. Frustrating. Very frustrating. Also, Jessely stuck on a 570 code. So all the review codes, the freeze codes. Let me go back to my slides here. We'll just put these up so you guys can refer to those. How long can reviews take? It all depends on what the hold is for. Average this year seems like it is about 2 to 3 weeks for different holds, but the ones that are taking longer are the ones that are like wage verification. Those look-back credits and recovery rebate credits claimed also seem to be holding up people just like they did last year. Okay. Timborafina, I got a code 826, but I do not know the IRS. You don't have to necessarily owe the IRS for that. It could be an old debt from multiple things. Could be an old student payment, could be a credit card company that reported it that you never paid for it. Sometimes if it's enough, they'll do that. I mean, I don't know what your situation is, but Yeah, they'll give you the longest possible time period of waiting to let you know as far as how long the 570 codes will take, because they don't want you to keep on calling. But wouldn't take 6 months in most cases. I mean, even if it was the recovery rebate or the look back credits that are holding you up, it still would be sometime late March, early April. That wouldn't be the full. It wouldn't be 6 months. It would have to be something pretty serious for it to be 6 months. I mean, I know they're backed up, but they're not so backed up that that would happen. Also, they are hiring a bunch of people, so that should help clear the backlog as well. Don Martinez has a transcript update with an 846. And deposit day on the 17th, but the was reduced. You don't know the reason. I mean, you could probably call them and they could tell you why. Could be an offset for some reason, or it could be that they adjusted one of your credits. Andy, you got the 846. Congratulations. The Where's My Refund updates will shut down between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. Eastern Time. That's when it shuts down. It shuts down for about 15 minutes in that time period. It could be any time in that 3-hour span. It will shut down for about 15 minutes and update anyone that had the 846 codes on their transcript, and then it would reflect the same date that your 846 has. Yvette received something on the transcript. No refund code, but has a 570 code. Is that the same code for the identity verification that I did last week? So it's showing on my transcript? Yeah, it could be the same. It could be the reason. It is possible that the code just populated this week. And if that's what the 570 code is for, then, and you already completed the identity verification, then next week you would see you should see the 846 next week, if that's the case. Oscar, I have a 570 and 971. I didn't update last week nor this week. Ugh. Yeah, that's frustrating. Totally depends on what that holds for, like I said. You know what I should have done is I should have put out a community post today and see if anyone wanted to, maybe I'll set up like a special email for this going forward, and if anyone wants to reach out to me through that email and give me like more information about their situation without too much personal information, of course. But maybe we can use that as an example on the streams, and we can kind of talk through it in real time about what could the problem be. What the problem could be. I gotta talk properly. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Jim Bailey, can I go to the IRS and see a letter of notice of why they got a different amount in my refund? You can go to the online account and check your notices. They may or may not have put the notice up there. Sometimes there's a delay between when they make the adjustment and when they issue your refund and when they actually send the notice. Sometimes they don't even bother sending the notice. It's kind of hit or miss with them sometimes. But you can certainly log in and check and see if there's any notices in your account. Barafina, is the payoff amount the refund amount? I'm not too sure what the payoff amount you're talking about is, but you would see if you're getting any of the refund after that money was diverted from your refund. After the 826 code, there would be an 846 code, and that would be the refund amount. So, the 826 amount would be the amount that they took away from your refund. Jonathan, I had a 570 and an 846 of 3/16/22. That is the that's your direct deposit date. 3/16, you'll get that. Where's my refund update tonight? If you have that 846 for 3/16, you are good to go. It's all set. Justin, can't tell you for sure, Justin, if you're going to get an update tonight, because we don't have the ability to look at your transcripts, so it's a waiting game. You're completely relying on the old Where's My Refund tool. So hopefully you do get an update, but like I said, I can't tell you for sure without looking at your transcripts. Lily, on the 846 code, the only thing that will show is the 846, the amount of the deposit, and the date that they scheduled the deposit for. That's the only information that will be there. Uh-oh. I'm guessing, by your reaction, that 826 has your full refund amount. In other words, they diverted your entire refund. Yeah, you definitely want to call them and find out what that was for. Because that could be a serious issue for you. Justin, please. You're not annoying. You're asking questions? You want to know what's going on? As do a lot of people. I don't blame you. Like I said, I mean, it would be easier for me to tell you. It would be easier for me to tell you if you had access to the transcripts. But unfortunately, without that, we don't know for sure. So it's a guessing game for us with your situation. So, you know, we can pray really that maybe tomorrow you'll wake up with an update. Three different credits transferred from the account. Well, if you see negative numbers on your transcript, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. The negative numbers mean they're crediting you. Those are credits to you. But positive numbers are things they've taken out of your account. Like when you get a refund, that's a positive number because it's being taken from your tax account. So you can't see if they took credits away from you. You only see the credits that you have that were claimed. You can't see what they took away from you. But what you can see was taken away would be on that 826 line. If that 826 line has a dollar amount, that's how much was taken from you. Yeah, that's the child tax credit. 766 is a child tax credit. Credits are good. Just only the cycle codes ending in 05 will always update on a Friday. That's, you know, there's no set Friday that they'll update. It depends on when they're done processing your particular return. But your transcript will only ever update on a Friday. Andy, the number they are giving me is lower than the amount my tax person said. Do you know why? So, could be a number of things. I don't know what credits you claimed, but they could have adjusted one of your credits. Or perhaps if there was an outstanding debt or something to another agency, they could have diverted some of that. But that would show on the transcript. So, If there's no codes showing any money was diverted, then what they did was they reduced one of your credits that you claimed, probably. They probably adjusted. I don't know if you claimed a recovery rebate for missed stimulus or a child tax credit, but one of those could have been adjusted.
Brittany wants to know, does that mean they're updating my transcript if I can't see it now?
Okay, so Brittany, your transcript is not showing up. That's an interesting situation. Does it mean they're updating my transcript if you can't see it? Not necessarily. I mean, you should be. If you were seeing it before, you should still be able to see it. If you can't see it, could be some sort of glitch in the system. Could you see it before, Brittany? That's like something I've never heard of happening before, honestly. Okay, Yvette. The 570 is all I have on my transcript, and that was for the identity verification. So will the refund show up for next week? If I had to place a bet on it, I'd probably say it would probably be next week. You know, like I said, like it depends on what the 570. We're assuming that that was the only thing that was wrong with your return, was that you needed to do the identity verification. So the 570 could be for a couple different reasons too. And unfortunately, that's the one thing about the transcript it doesn't tell you. You can't see why it's on there. You just know that it is on there. But if the identity verification was the only reason that 570 was on there, and it wasn't in conjunction with another thing that's going on with your account, then you should see an update next week. Lola got the deposit, but it was literally cut in half. We're supposed to get $82.50, and you got $4,500, so you were missing $37.50. Sounds like a child tax credit was adjusted. That's what it sounds like. So Brittany said yes, that you were able to see it before. Okay, so I mean, it could perhaps be updating. I've just never heard of it all of a sudden just becoming unavailable like that. That is interesting. It could be a problem with the system too. It could be like a glitch in the system. Justin, you called the IRS and they lowered your refund from the stimulus. Okay, so depending on when they lowered it, if they did it this week and it was done before Wednesday, if it was complete before Wednesday, then on Saturday, tomorrow morning, you would see an update. So, you know, fingers crossed that that adjustment was made earlier in the week. If it was made later in the week, you wouldn't see an update until next week. So hopefully that gives you a little bit better of a time frame. So it almost sounds like definitely by next week you should have an update, but hopefully you'll have one this weekend if it was done soon enough. Yes, transcripts will only update on Fridays, so if it didn't update today, it would be next Friday. It would be the next one soonest. In your case, what does the account balance say on your transcript? If you can look at it on the top left corner where it says account balance, what does that say? I'm curious what that says. O'Neill Sinclair, has there ever been an instance where the 971 code is on the transcript for 2 weeks but haven't gotten the mail? Yes. Many cases where people never even receive a letter and having a 971 on their transcript. Sometimes they don't even bother sending it. It's an automatic. What you have to understand about these codes, it's not like there's someone manually typing these codes into your transcript. These are automatically generated by the system when things are done on your return. So the system automatically generates a notice if like it's flagged for some reason. It automatically generates a notice code, and it sets a deadline for that mailing to go out. So if the issue isn't resolved by a certain date, then that mailing would get sent out. But it doesn't always get sent out. Often the issue's resolved before then. Sometimes just for whatever reason, because of the backlog of mailings they have to do to people, it just doesn't happen. Rodney has a 768. That is the earned income credit. 570. That's the hold code. And the 2022-0805, that's your cycle code. Ending in 05, you're only going to see an update on a Friday. So I think you said you got yours in the mail. So it's not going to do you much good when you get it in the mail because you're always getting it a week or two behind of when it actually updated. Where can I see on what kind of account it was deposited? You cannot tell what account it was deposited to, the refund. So you just have to hope that you put in the right information. You can go to your, if you have a digital copy of your 1040 form that was filed, the routing number and the account number would be on that information on the 1040 form on the last line where the refund information goes. All right, Yvette. I think you're going to be good to go for an update next week if that's the case. Next Friday. You'll see the transcript. Next Saturday, you'd see the where's my refund. Complimando. My refund was supposed to be $5,284 and it changed to $94.84. $4,000 more. Cha-ching. Congratulations. In celebration of that, getting extra money out of them. I should pipe in some of my own music. I'll play Search for Midnight. Don't be shaking your head at me.
That's okay.
That's probably the best song on the album.
Yeah, it is good. I was just thinking of Roblox. It's fine.
Lily is glad to see there's a community like this. Me too. Well, that's what we're here for, to help each other. Good vibes, everybody. We want good vibes here. Justin likes my videos and says I'm a great streamer. Thank you, sir. So your account balance is negative 1,400. Ultimately, that's going to be probably what they give you back. Is the 1,400. They'll divert everything else and send you $1,400 unless they make any more adjustments. So I would call them as soon as you can, first thing Monday, find out why money was taken away. Andy. 2846 codes. Alright, make sure one of those isn't for a 2021 date. Because last year, in the middle of March, everyone got a stimulus payment. So there would be 2846 codes for many people because of the stimulus payments. So just double check that. The one for 2022 is the current. The one for 2021 was last year's stimulus payment. Yvette's been waiting all day. Woo woo, we're here. Alex is in the chat and still has not seen any updates. It's frustrating. There's a lot of people in this position. It's not fair.
DJ Dana Scott, mixing so hot my circuits are blowing up.
Date on the transcripts. Direct deposit date of 3/16. Congratulations! I said we should have like an air horn or something, but the kids are sleeping. Well, they're not sleeping. It's a weekend. They're still awake. I make my own. Hello, Joseph. Still no updates. IRS told you the beginning of April, huh? Dan, the account balance is for when your return is still in process. There's a balance there. So all the credits, withholding, all that gets deducted from the tax due, and then there would be an amount at the top. Either you would owe or they would owe you. So if you would owe, that account balance would be positive. And if they owe you, it's negative. So it's a negative balance if you're getting a refund. And then once the refund is issued, that balance zeroes out. Rodney, the account balance of negative 11,118 is the amount your refund will be. And the adjusted gross income is like what your adjusted gross income is for the year. So like because of that 10,000 adjusted gross income, you qualify for earned income credit. So that would be one of the credits you'd see, 768 on your transcript. And the sum of all those credits and your withholding from your work minus the tax due for the year equals that account balance. And that's how much they're giving you. As I said, negative balance, they owe you. Positive balance, you owe them. Actually, I have a 570 code with a date of 3/21/22 with a 971 code with a date of 3/28. Called today and was told a direct deposit of 3/21 or even before. 3/21. It's Monday. Interesting. If you were getting a 3/16 direct deposit date, they would tell you by 3/21. But if you still had the 570 code, you probably wouldn't get it by the 21st, honestly. You would have to have the 846 code by now. Taborafida wants to know, would the balance change? If they made any more adjustments to your return, it could change. Completely dependent upon if anything else gets done to your return before they issue that refund.
Everyone's complaining that you're cutting in and out and no one can really hear you.
How's the audio, guys? Can you hear me now?
Like it doesn't even fade in and out.
Well, Tamborafina heard me because she said okay to when I answered her question, so... Joseph wants to know if the refund is in corrections, how long can it take to finish in that department? It is completely dependent upon why it's in corrections. When you talk to them, did they happen to mention why you got kicked over to the errors department? If they give you a reason, I could probably give you a better idea. But without knowing exactly why it's over there, it's hard to gauge the time that it would be in the errors department.
Tamborafina can still hear you, but a few other people are saying you're cutting in and out.
Yeah. It also could be the fact that we're upstairs instead of downstairs because the internet connection isn't as strong up here.
Did you answer Dre work?
I'm not going to answer any more questions until I know that the sound is okay for everybody. So we're just going to make sure that the sound's okay. Yeah, Jeff says he can hear me. So I don't know, it's strange. Some people are having the issue and some people aren't. Okay, so let's go back. Caitlin's gonna help me go back through these comments and catch the people I've been missing because of this.
Yeah, I think he was. Or is Joseph next? Or Josh?
All right, Josh, I didn't answer Josh yet. So Josh, I know. The guy told him today that he has an NA. It's in the errors department, 10 weeks. Okay, Josh, so everyone's going to tell you something different. The fact of the matter is there are a lot of NAs that are in the errors department, but right now there's a massive backlog of returns that are just sitting that actually haven't just even posted to the system yet. So a big problem is that there's a large backlog of those returns just sitting there waiting to be put into the system too. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's in the errors department, though it could be, because there are a large amount of those NAs in the errors department. Okay, so Dre. That's the one you wanted me to do next, honey?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a 971 code, a 570 code, missing 1400. Do you know why both dates are the same? Yeah, that's the internal deadline that the system has set for itself. And so if the action that's required to make the adjustment or whatever needs to be done for that hold code isn't done by the 28th, they can adjust the date further down the line, but hopefully everything is done before that date. Doesn't mean that's when you're getting your refund or anything. Those are just internal dates that the system sets. If it's missing 1400, that sounds like a stimulus payment. And right now, the ones that they're pushing through that have claimed stimulus payments that weren't supposed to, they're just kind of adjusting automatically. The stimulus payments where people are claiming for a child they had last year, and they obviously didn't get a stimulus payment for that child because the IRS didn't know about them yet. Those ones they're holding longer and reviewing those returns longer. Pretzel Pots, I got the 846 this morning, even though they reduced the refund. Thank you for all your help. Now that I learned the codes and the transcripts. You are very welcome. I'm glad you learned something, and I'm happy for you that you got your 846 this morning. You can look forward to that 2 bars in the morning on Where's My Refund. Once again, Where's My Refund will be updating between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. in the morning. After 6 a.m., the updates will all be done. Lost some light. Zachary, going on 5 weeks of still processing. I got the stimulus letter today. That's all I've gotten from them. Got my state refund, so that's something. Congratulations on the state refund. And hopefully that could be a sign of things to come from the IRS. Rule enjoy. Had to verify yesterday. So you did it yesterday. That means either next week or the week after you would see an update. Might the account balance increase in credits? If credits that had been disallowed were allowed back on, well, no, the account balance would only increase because your credits are what they are. So the credits they put on your account, those are the credits you got. But from like the way you described your 826 code, it sounds like a lot of those were diverted to whatever this debt they claim you owed is. So the only way the account balance now would increase was if that debt was somehow resolved and they put that money back in your account. But it's unlikely for that to happen before you get that refund. So you'll get that $1,400. That's probably what they're going to end up sending you. And you're just going to want to call and find out what that they claimed you owed is on the 826 code. Justin wants to know if it's possible they can give him more money than he's supposed to get back. Probably not. They already told you they adjusted it. So what they told you they adjusted and took off, you're going to get that balance. Ryan McKeon, I just checked my transcript. Got the date DDD for 316. Filed on January 28th. Crazy long, but at least you got the update this week. So congratulations. You can see the Where's My Refund update tomorrow. Joseph, they didn't say why it was in the errors department, and they were not really sure why. So if they're not sure why, then it's probably to do with one of the credits you claimed. And they're reviewing that you're probably eligible for those credits. Because if it was wage verification and if it was ID verification, they could tell you that. But if it was for something like your credits that you claimed are being reviewed, they wouldn't necessarily know that. Andy. Told you it was for 2021. As soon as I saw the dates you put there, the two different dates, I knew one of them was a 2021 date. Could it be possible for the send the direct deposit before Wednesday? Well, I would tell you they actually sent all the banks the money today for the 16th. They always send it the Friday before. Oh, they initiate the transfer on Friday. When the bank receives them, because it's a weekend, they usually receive them. Some banks do actually receive that money the same day. Some receive them on Monday or Tuesday. So it really depends on when the bank receives that transfer and if they post early or not. Some banks will post early, some banks won't. They'll wait till the date that's given. Like the IRS initiates the transfer on Friday and says like this deposit is for 316. And then it's up to the bank when they get that notification whether they want to make the money available or not. Chanel, I got a cycle code 0905 570971 and a process date of 321. Is that my date too? No, that is not your refund date. The only refund date you'll know is when you get the 846 code. The processing date is just an internal date that the system set for itself, a deadline. The system would like to complete the processing of your return by that date. Doesn't mean it will. Sometimes, especially if you have a 570 code, it can take longer. And that date can change, actually. So, with all luck, it will be processed by 321, and then later that week, you would get the 846 code for your actual refund date. But if something is hanging up your return for any extended period of time, that date would change. Dope boy. Is 846-316 my due date? That is your direct deposit date. That is when the money will be in your account. But bye. If you have one of those banks that does early posting, maybe you could see it sooner. Yes, very nice of the community to answer. Step up and answer some of these questions. Once again, everyone, just to remind you, I am on a chat delay. I see your chats through my streaming software a little bit after you guys type them. So I'm usually about, as far as me receiving the chats, I'm usually about 3 to 5 minutes behind. And sometimes by the time I get to them, depending on how long I spent answering other questions, it can be 10 to 15 minutes sometimes. So please be patient. Also, you may notice this beautiful Caitlin Scott in the chat, asking everyone not to forget to hit the like button. Caitlin, what are we up to on likes?
27 likes and 43 watching.
All right. Really? 43 people watching, and we have 27 likes. I think we solved the audio issues. So if you were disliking the video because the audio was clipping, it's not anymore. I don't think. I see everyone saying the sound's fine. Smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed, you should subscribe too. It will definitely help. All right, Jim. I think I found out what happened. The difference in refunds. I was supposed to get $16,792, but got $12,762. I see an amount of $39.20 under my 5405 homeowners credit. They took the balance. Seems about right. Seems about right. If you are actually entitled to that credit, what you can do after you get your refund is, verify that that's what it was for, and then maybe file an amended return to claim that credit that you are eligible for. Could take a while to get it back. I'm still waiting for a year now on my amended refund from last year, but if you're entitled to it, you should absolutely claim it. So if they took it out of your refund currently, once you get your refund and you know you're entitled to that money, you should file an amended return to get that credit you're eligible for. Avid Red Rum. I got an update today. 570-971-766. Cycle 2021 1005. Okay. And they took $79.50 out of $15,450. So they took like more than half. Ouch. Ouch. Interesting. Maggie Lewis is still processing, but still wants to know when to get the state. Maggie, if your state Department of Revenue has a website, you can probably check through that. Most states have a DOR. Where's my refund checker on their DOR website? Not sure what state you live in, but you should definitely check. You can Google your state and DOR or Department of Revenue. That will bring you to their, in the options. You can go to that official state page, and then if you go through the options there's usually a check my refund status on those pages. I don't know if you've tried that or not, but just my little piece of advice. Joshua, 501c approved. Check transcripts, got the 316. Congratulations. And heading to the casino, huh? Wow. Lucky, lucky. Rodney wants to know what the as of date means. Honestly, doesn't tell you much. It's just an internal date. It changes too. It's fluid. It's one of those fluid dates that will change. Dope Boy, the cycle code, date, and the amount of 1951, that is the amount of tax that was due for the year. So it should say like code 150. That means your return was posted to the system. And then the 1951, that's the tax that's due for the year. From that 1951, they will take your withholding. So you should see an 806 line for withholding. That's all the money that was withheld for federal from the your employer in your paychecks. Then they deduct any credits you claimed, and that determines your refund. Ryan is more happier than that baseball's back than getting the refund. I'm happy it's back too. I'm glad they sorted that issue out. Hence, my David Ortiz jersey today. For those that don't know, David Ortiz is the greatest Red Sox of all time, and if anyone wants to fight me about it, I will. I don't want to hear nothing about Ted Williams. Caitlin's laughing at me. Yes, that's the guy the tunnel's named after. They should rename it to the David Ortiz Tunnel, but they already named a street after David Ortiz. So yeah, I don't know why Ted Williams got a tunnel. Well, he gets, you know what? Good for him, because that tunnel is like the worst tunnel in the state. So yeah, Ted Williams, you got a terrible tunnel. Also, rumor has it he was kind of a jerk.
Oh, anyway, back to tax stuff.
That was my Red Sox rant. Ryan, you're welcome. Yvette, negatives are good. So the amount on the account balance, the negative amount there, that would be what the refund would be when it's all complete. Simply Cha, how do I change my bank account information? You cannot, unfortunately. What is there is what is there. So once it's already been filed, there's no way to change it. If it's like a bank account that is that has an incorrect number, or it's an account that's closed, the IRS will send it to that number. The bank will reject it, and then they'll have to issue a paper check in the mail. It can take about a month to resolve. Why are they taking money from people's refunds? Well, it is fair for some cases. Some cases, it's the fact that they're erroneously claiming something. They might not realize that they received something, or they misunderstood what they were supposed to type for a number in their software. Like, say someone did get like their $1,400 stimulus payment, and then the question on the software said, you know, enter the amount that you didn't receive for stimulus, and they thought it said enter the amount you did receive. Then it looks like they're trying to claim that $1,400 stimulus, and then when the IRS receives it, they said, hey, this person already got it, and they deduct it. That's part of it. That's one reason it happens. Other reason it happens is, like, a dependent was born last year. The IRS doesn't realize it because they don't know yet. So they deduct that portion that the person is trying to claim because they didn't have that child on file before. Or they just flat out hold the person and try to verify it through Social Security. And then in your case, it sounds like someone put in a claim against your federal refund. So that's what you want to clear up. You want to find out who put in a claim against your refund. Crystal was approved with a date for March 16th, full amount of $18,146. Wow. Congratulations. Ah, Jim Bailey, you're welcome. Yvette, I assume that negative balance in your account, that negative amount in your account balance is pretty high. Okay, our like count matches our watch count. I do remember when we were pulling a few hundred in our streams, though. Now we're down to like less than 50.
No one needs us anymore.
Yeah, no one needs the tax guy anymore. Well, obviously some people do, but
No,
the population doesn't. You're welcome. Hopefully the account that you have on file is an account that you still have access to. If not, I am very sorry that you're going to have to wait. And the light's back on. That's weird.
it doesn't. It like overheats or something. Joseph has a question.
Joseph, do I think it will take the full 10 weeks in corrections? Usually it doesn't, honestly. It doesn't. I really don't think it would, but it depends on what it's being held for. Oh yeah, I know, Josh. Well, this time of year though, it always the view count goes way down on the tax stuff this time of year because by now like the bulk of people have received their refunds. But yeah, after last year when I had like a video go viral and all of a sudden everyone saw that, that's why 50,000 new YouTubers appeared just all of a sudden last year. People that never covered YouTube before, never covered taxes before on YouTube. You can look at their videos from before last year and it was all completely different, but it is what it is. If I help one person, that's fine. Whatever. I put the information up to help people. If they want to watch it, they can. If they don't, it's alright. Hello, Mrs. Marie. Welcome. Caitlin is waving. No one can see her. Malcolm, I got the 571 release code. Congratulations with the 846. Will you see it before then? Probably not. I don't know what bank you have. Really depends. Really depends on your bank. Whether you're going to see it sooner. Just plan on the 16th, and if you get it sooner, it's gravy. Mrs. Marie still hasn't seen an update, which we pretty much knew, right? I mean, we knew. It's going to be a while to sort out your issue. Hopefully the Taxpayer Advocate Service can help you. Jerome, you're good. 846, 316, that's what you want to see. Carlisa, still processing tax code 152. Filed February 1st. What should you do? Well, I don't know if you have access to your transcripts. If you're giving me where's my refund information, it sounds like you don't have access to your transcripts, so we can't really find out what's going on there. But that would tell you whether or not it was frozen for some reason. So what you can do is tomorrow is the next big update. So if you don't have an update tomorrow, you're going to want to call on Monday, because now it's, you know, well over a month. They can help you. So don't panic yet, because tomorrow could be, you could have had an approval and not know it yet, because it wouldn't update till tomorrow. So Where's My Refund will update tomorrow for everyone that's gotten an approval this week. If you were approved this week, you would be in that batch. You can check Where's My Refund tomorrow. If the status changed to 2 bars for 3/16 deposit date, you're all set. If it hasn't changed at all, then you can call on Monday, try to find out what the holdup is. I can put up a number here. Here's my suggestion on this. The extension number I put here is for like the account department or something like that. It's not the department that can help you with refunds, but it's easier to get through to them. Usually, you know, you might wait a half hour as opposed to like 2 hours. And then they can say, well, I can't really help you because this isn't my department, but I can look up your account real quick. And then what they would do is they would just look up your account, tell you, yeah, I can see that you're processing whatever, or whatever the thing is. And then they can forward you to the proper department and you jump the line. And that's what really what you're trying to do is like wait a half hour and then jump the line when they transfer you, basically. That's my little inside tip there. So if you don't see an update tomorrow, give them a call. Yvette. Yeah, I'm sure there won't be another. I mean, certainly won't be any other YouTuber that's put as much time and effort into the investigations I've done into these things. That's for sure. And the people I've talked to over the years to get all the information I've gathered. That's the hurtful thing sometimes, is that other people are benefiting from the work that I put in because they can just take my information and pass it off as their own. In some cases, literally, people have uploaded my videos that I have uploaded. Yeah, Mrs. Marie says, I promise you have helped more than one person. Oh, well, I hope so. But what I was saying is, even if it only helped one person, at least I helped somebody. Nana. 3/16 after they verified me on 333. That sounds about right. About 1 to 2 weeks is when they get the approval. Avid Red Rum, when she'd look for the next update? Well, obviously it would be this week, but maybe next week, as of date 328. Probably not likely for next week, maybe the week after, but I mean, if it's resolved quickly, it could be next week. Mrs. Marie, do I have an email or something that people can get a hold of me on? I was talking earlier in the stream about potentially setting up an email for like a help email if people wanted to send me a little bit more information about their situations that I could use on live streams. So I'm in the process of like working through that right now. I mean, obviously it's easy just to set up an email, but the parameters of what I would want people to send me, because I don't want people sending me, you know, too much personal information. But even if someone wanted to send me their transcript and they had a way to edit all the personal stuff out, and then I could give them a better idea of what stuff means on their personal transcript too, that might be better. And then I can use those and pull those up on live streams, because it wouldn't have the personal information, obviously. But yeah, so when I do set up this email, this tax help email, I'll call it like Help Me Dana or something like that. helpmedana@gmail.com. I'll put it up on the next video or live stream, and Josh Campbell wants to know, was this the last big batch for early filers? Listen, every Friday is the biggest batch. So you can deduce whether it would be the last batch for early filers. Every Friday is a big batch. Every Friday is a big batch. The biggest batch of transcript updates is on Friday. Why? Because 90% of all tax filers would be a weekly batch processor. Sometimes when people assume information like that, they send people into a panic unnecessarily. Because that would imply that someone that was an early filer that didn't get updated this week, they would think, oh my goodness, I'm never getting my refund. Because I was an early filer and I missed the last batch. And it's just categorically false. Jerome, I have 4 codes at the bottom of my transcript. 971 and 570, so there was a freeze on your refund, and the 971 would be a notice related to that freeze, but the 571 is a freeze release, and the 846 is the refund issued. As soon as you get that 571 and 846, you are all good. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. You're going to wake up tomorrow with a Where's My Refund update. Yeah. The Where's My Refund will have the same date. If you check the phone application, the IRS To Go app on your phone, it might say you'll receive your refund by 3/21. That's just the 5-day window, but you'll have it for the 16th. If you check on your computer, it will tell you the 16th. There you go, Gloria. They can use Google Docs and white out their personal info. Easy. This is for the email. Okay, Rodney. My transcript was issued last Thursday with 2 transcript updates since. Do you think I might have had an 846 update this morning and just not know it yet? It is possible, absolutely. That's the problem with when you get it mailed to you. The transcript updates in between, and you could have gotten updated in between. So yeah, it's absolutely 100% possible you could have updated with a deposit date and you don't even know it yet because you're relying on the mail. Yeah, Jerome, Where's My Refund will tell you tomorrow. Don't worry about it. It's going to update tomorrow. It only updates... Where's My Refund is only ever going to update after the... well, first off, sometimes it just doesn't update. But as far as direct deposit dates, it will only update after the transcript updates first. Remember, the account transcript is the official record of everything that's done to your tax account, so that's the most reliable source of information for you as far as when you're going to get your refund. The Where's My Refund tool updates after the transcript. So if your transcript updates on Friday, on Saturday is when Where's My Refund updates. Bear TV. I filed February 3rd. I got the 570 on 314, 970, 321 about 2 weeks ago. My amount did not change, and the IRS can't tell me why it's on hold. Should I have an update next week? It's completely dependent on what the hold is for. You're in the same situation as Joseph, who's one of our other viewers, and he called, and they basically said the same thing. They don't know why it's on hold. That's because the reps only know certain information. So if it was for something like wage verification or identity verification, they could let you know that. But typically, when it's something like a credit review, like for credits that you claimed, they can't see that on their system. That would be in the review department itself. So that could be likely why they don't know what's going on. And those things, there's no set timeline on, unfortunately. There's no way to know for sure. Adrian, I see multiple 846 codes. Which one am I supposed to be seeing? So the first set of 846 codes would be from last year. Could be the advanced child tax credit if you got that, and the stimulus payments. They would have 2021 dates. You're looking for an 846 with a 2022 date. And it would be the very once your refund is complete and issued, it would be the very last line of your transcript. It would say 846. If it happened this week, it would say 846 3/16/22. YTS Slow Rod completed identity verification last Wednesday, but the transcript still says not filed. Do you think my return will update tomorrow? Probably. So you did it last Wednesday, missed the cutoff for this week, so it would be next week at the earliest. Next Friday at the earliest. Next Friday at the earliest would be when you would see a transcript update. And Mrs. Marie, I see you're going to post the link that you want me to see on another video. That's fine. Feel free to do that. I'll check it out when I get a chance. I can't believe it. Well, you know why? Because there's only 44 people in the chat right now, so... I'm really upset I couldn't play my own background music because it clips everything out.
Oh, is that why it was...
Like it's clipping, like the sound processor is like messing it up. Okay, well, since we got you guys here, I was like, you know, I promised I'd play some of my music from an album I made in. So if you've been watching me a while, I've talked about I used to work in radio and I was a DJ. I used to produce music too, and I made an album in 2007. And I had on the album I had a secret song that Caitlin named for me. You know, because back in the 90s and mid 2000s, everyone had secret songs on their albums. So I'm gonna play the secret song, but I can't talk because when I talk it clips out.
You're in for a real treat.
Yeah, Caitlin says you're all in for a real treat. And then we can go back to answering questions. That will give us people a chance to ask more questions while this masterpiece of music is playing and filling your ears with just incredible, incredible music.
Was it incredible?
Unfortunately. Oh boy. Hey, you guys like disco? enough of that. Okay, so Adrian, 766. 766 is the child tax credit. 971 is the notice issued that is related to the 570 freeze that is on your return. So there's a freeze on your return for some reason. When that freeze is released, there would be a 571 and then your 846 for your refund. Hey, Crystal. Also, I can't even, oh, you guys want me to keep on playing the music. See, they do like the music. Caitlin's over here telling me everyone hates it.
I didn't say that.
Well, since we're here, I can play my my drops. The drops I used to use too. My favorite one is the robot.
DJ Dana Scott, mixing so hot my circuits are blowing up.
The problem is when I'm playing the music that I have piping into the sound software, my voice is clipping. So you guys gotta let me know in the chat if at any point the sound's cutting out, because that was the problem earlier in the stream. All right, Mickey's World. I have a date of 2/28, went to 3/7, did an update, filed 125, been having the 570. Already got the 971 letter on 2/11. Was that they were holding it, but they don't know why? It must have been like a 30 or a 60-day review letter, probably. Yeah, when they tell you they don't know why, it's probably for one of the credits you claimed. I don't know if you claimed recovery rebate or look back. Maybe you had a new dependent born. Those returns are being held for a little bit longer while they review and verify that with the Social Security about the new births. Rachel, you got the 846 for 2,800 less. Well, you're getting the 846. You'll have the deposit on the 16th. The 2,800 less. That looks like 2 stimulus payments were taking off. So when you filed, there was probably a recovery rebate for 2,800 that they disallowed. There you go. You had a new baby. They disallowed the new baby. So when you get your refund, you will have to file an amended return to get those payments back. You can do that. You are entitled to it. So once you get the refund, don't do it before. Get the refund first. And then at the end of the month, file amended return so you can get the credits for the newborn. There you go. That's why you added your youngest son. Boom! That's the cause for the delay.
You're in the mix with DJ Dana Scott.
Lame, but thank you for your help. But she fixed it. I see. I just wanted to say it as a question. using voice changing software to come up with the demon voice.
You're in overdrive with DJ Dana Scott.
Okay. Opinion. I got in contact with the IRS today. They said I had to verify my identity. I did it today on my transcript. I have code 766 846. So that's child tax credit, probably the advance. Okay, so the first 766 and the 846, that's the advanced child tax payments or stimulus payments, depending on which one you received last year. And then the 290 is a reset. They use that code to reset your account back to zero before the start of the new tax season. And the 971 was the notice that was issued about those payments that you received last year. A lot of people never even got those letters. So all that information that's on your account right now, that's from last year. You did the identity verification today. So you may see an update next week, but probably more than likely it would be a week from Friday, next Friday. So today was the 11th. You'd probably be looking probably more like March 25th for your update. But it is possible you could see one on the 18th. It's possible you could see one on the 18th, but it's more than likely going to be the 25th. Based on how it should be, it honestly should be the 18th, but based on how it's been running the past few weeks, it's been taking about 2 weeks after the identity verification. Chat comments catch up to me here. Jim Coleman's getting really concerned. No updates, no nothing since 2/16, when you got the update for the 570. Can't get the IRS on the phone for anything. That is absolutely true. They are almost impossible. Little tip, here's the tip I've been giving the people, is to call a different department. here's what I did to get through to someone the other day. I can't guarantee it's going to work, but this is what I did. This wouldn't work till Monday because they don't open till Monday, but just up here. I called a different department. I believe this got me through to the account department. I had to wait on hold for about a half hour, so which is better than like waiting for 2 hours and then getting hung up on. So I waited for about a half hour. I talked to someone. I was telling her my issue. She said, "I'm sorry, I can't help you. That's not my department." And I was, of course, I knew that. And she goes, "Well, let me pull up your account, and because I can at least pull up your account." And then she saw like where I should be going, and she forwarded me to that department. And then I jumped the line, so I like immediately got to talk to somebody in the right department. So call the wrong department, and then get kicked over to the right department, and you don't have to wait. That's my advice. Can't make any promises, but it worked for me. Rachel. 766 code twice. One for $1,400, that is the stimulus payment, and one for $6,800, that is a child tax credit. The child tax credit is dated for 4/15/22 because that is the close of the tax season. But the first $1,400 you see is the stimulus from last year. Mrs. Marie reminding everyone to make sure they like the video.
46 likes.
Yeah, it's pretty close to the viewership. Ari wants to know what no bars or topic mean. So, just to go through the process of how the system works. So obviously the tax topic is the, anyone that gets a refund, anyone that's applied for a refund on the return is going to have a tax topic 152. And then the bars will disappear after a certain amount of time. This is an automatic update that occurs. So when your bars go away, that's an automatic update that occurs within the system to where's my refund once your return has been processing for a certain amount of time and it is not finished. So the longer your return stays in the system unprocessed, that's when the bars go away. A few days after that, the message will change again to it's still being processed or still processing. And then a few days after that, you may get a delay message and the tax topic will go away. Honestly, it doesn't mean anything but the fact that your return has been delayed and it's being held up for some reason. And the only way to really be able to know for sure is if you can look up your transcript and see if there's a hold code on your transcript. Then you would at least know that the reason you're delayed is because of the hold. And then from there, you would have to try to derive why it's on hold. Some of the reasons that returns can be held. Maybe people itemized their deductions. Maybe they claimed a new dependent this year. They're reviewing new dependents. Someone claims the recovery rebate and it doesn't match what the IRS had on file that they were eligible for. Maybe the advanced child tax payments don't match what the IRS has on file that they paid to you. Sometimes people claim the look-back credit, but their current year's income exceeds the earned income credit threshold, so that can delay things. Maybe wages were misreported or underreported, and it doesn't match what they have on file or reported by the employer. You could need to verify your identity so they can do the final processing of the refund. And if you had any offsets on file for debts that are owed to other agencies, that can delay your return as well. So those are different reasons. Maybe you can look through the list and see oh, I kind of fall into that, and that could tell you why you haven't gotten any updates. Destiny still NA. Bummer. Oh boy. January 27th. Well, the good news is, if you can call it good news, that because you've been waiting this long, but a lot of the people that have been NA have been started seeing updates this week finally. So maybe next week you might be one of the lucky ones to get an update next week, because it looks like they're starting to start clearing out that backlog. Adrian, I looked and it says 846 for 316. What does that mean? It means what it says, that your refund will be coming March 16th. Maybe sooner if your bank doesn't hold refunds. But that's pretty much the deadline. That's when you'll get it, the 16th. If you were to check Where's My Refund in the morning, which is why we're here tonight, because Where's My Refund will update for everyone with that 846 code today. In the morning, you will get that Where's My Refund update. It will update between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. Where's My Refund will shut down for approximately 15 minutes. And then when it comes back, anyone that had an 846 today should have an update on the Where's My Refund system with 2 bars in that 316 date. Love life. How long do state refunds take? Every state is different. It depends on the state and depends on your tax situation. If everything is properly reported, some states, force delays. They purposely hold back paying out refunds so they can keep the money in their systems as long as possible. Other states are really quick at processing refunds. So every state's different. It's crazy. We're in Massachusetts, and the last few years, well, other than this year I had an audit from the state, which took 1 week for them to resolve because I am very thorough in my paperwork, and I have proof of everything. So it only took a week for them to resolve mine. I got my refund like less than a week after the audit was complete. But typically Massachusetts is pretty quick. You file and you usually have it within a couple weeks. But there was a time in Massachusetts when you would file and you would have your return like 4 days later. Those days are over, unfortunately. It seems like every state now holds it for at least like a week and a half to 2 weeks just to verify things. All right. Jesse and Jessica, almost $7 a gallon in gas. Ooh, gas prices here are in the mid-4 range. They're like $4.20 to $4.50 depending on where you go. And just as a reference, last Thursday, so on Thursday, March 3rd, I paid $3.69 a gallon for my fill-up. The next morning I woke up, the same gas station was $4.19. It went up 50 cents in one day. Literally overnight, it went up 50 cents a gallon. And then I went to a different town on Monday. It's like the cheapest town around here that has gas. And I paid $4.09 for gas. And then I drove by the same gas station. About 4 hours later, I drove by the same gas station I had paid $4.09 in the morning for. And it was $4.49. It went up 40 cents the same day. Not even overnight. It went up in 4 hour span. It went up 40 cents. So, yeah, the gas prices are just out of control. And the West Coast is always more expensive. I suspect that the West Coast prices are more expensive because it's harder for them to get the fuel out there. Transportation costs. On the East Coast, we have a pipeline, so it's easier transportation for gasoline and oil and stuff like that. I'm not sure if there's a pipeline out on the West Coast. Well, Jesse and Jessica, I don't know if necessarily you can thank or blame Joe Biden for it. You can pretty much blame every politician for it because there is no motivation for any of them to do anything about it. They're all in the pockets of the oil companies, basically. So The more money that the oil companies make, the more those politicians get for their campaigns and stuff. So, Republican or Democrat, it doesn't matter. You can look at the list of donors for candidates, and they all receive oil money. So, the more money, they were all freaking out 2 years ago when no one was driving because of the pandemic, and they were all talking about bailing out the oil companies, and gas prices were at, the lowest they were in years. That's all you need to know, because they were worried about gas prices being too low. So that tells you right there that their whole goal is to raise oil and gas prices. So those in power, whether it's the president or anyone in Congress, it does not benefit them to lower the gas prices for us. It benefits them to have the gas prices be high, honestly. And that's why we pay so much. They raise the prices on the backs of those of us that are in the working class, because they don't care and they're out of touch. Completely out of touch. All of them. And even if there are like politicians that go there to do good, they always get poisoned anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I don't trust any of them. Mitchell, we got an 846 update with the 16th as our date. Congratulations. Glad to hear it. Mia's been waiting 6 weeks for the state refund. That's a while to wait for a state refund. Ashley filed, still NA, filed 131, but I don't know, it's because I filed a newborn. 100%. That's why. They are probably verifying that newborn with the Social Security Administration, honestly. And they're pushing all those verifications back towards the end of the tax season. So that is the, I say 100%. It's most likely the reason that you are seeing that delay. Jim Bailey, Arizona, is at 459, so comparable to what we're over here on the East Coast. I was talking today to my kids. Our two youngest kids had a doctor's appointment, and they were looking at the gas prices, and they were shocked at the gas prices. And I said when I was in high school, I was paying like 89 cents a gallon. And I remember being like super depressed and upset when the first time I had to pay like over $1. It was like $1.19, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. It cost me almost $10 to fill my tank. And my youngest son said to me, "Cars existed when you were in high school?" How old do you think I am, kid?
Like that the other day. Do we have TV or something?
Did we have
Or
TV?
was it black and white? That's what we asked.
Was it black and white? Apparently 40 is the new 140.
1840s.
Apparently I wasn't born in 1981. I was born in 1881. All right, everybody, we are, Dan remembers those days. We are all caught up on the comments. I am exhausted. It's been a long day for me. It's been a long day for Caitlin. So I think I'm going to end the stream here. Congratulations to everyone that got the updates. I hope that everyone wakes up tomorrow and sees those 2 bars fill up there. Where's my refund? For those that are still waiting on updates, it is coming. It is coming. It's just taking them time, but hopefully this new slew of employees they're hiring, these 10,000 workers, can help them clear this backlog sooner than later. Everyone, please enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you soon. I'll post any updates. If there's any new news breaking on the tax front, I'll certainly post news. I'm also going to be doing something this weekend I'm considering making a video about, a vlog about, so you can be on the lookout for that if you want some personal stuff about what's going on in my life. But other than that, everyone take care. Have a good night.